Hey! Oh, an orange? Yeah, that sounds like a good way to start this episode. Let's have an orange. Oh, look at that. It peels itself. You know, it's kind of weird that people eat oranges not like apples. You don't really just bite into the side of it and eat it. So let's just, sorry for taking up your time and watching me eat, but. Last but not least. I think on the first try. Any case, hey, welcome to a new episode of the Console Log. This is episode 26, week of February 5th through February 12th. 12. I like that number, it's a good number. There's been some fun things this past week, and I'm going to tell you about it right now. First news item of the week is that everybody's favorite JavaScript on the server, Node.js, has merged in a new PR, which is going to add support for promises on the file system API for Node 10. So that means that now you can actually take off of the fs.promise object, as you see here, all the methods that you normally use in the file system API for Node. This is part of a gradual effort to add more first-party class party support for the promise API for Node API methods. So having this merged into Node with Node 10 is going to be very exciting to see, especially with the file system API, which is probably the best place they could have started with having promises support, because you just want to wait until the file's open or when it's written, not really worry about having any callback soup. Especially when you add async await, things look a whole lot better. So very excited. Node 10, not sure when it's coming out yet, but when it does, I promise you that you will enjoy it. You saw that joke coming. Come on, you saw that joke coming. Another thing that I want to talk about this week is that WebKit. I talked about this before in the previous episode, but now there is more buzz going on in the ecosystem about that, and I wanted to highlight this again. WebKit, the next version of WebKit on iOS and macOS, is having service worker support. Service workers are, again, a way to enable offline websites, which is so exciting. There was a blog post posted this past week on the WebKit website all about the details on how service workers work in WebKit. Two main things that were interesting from the article is one, that your space allowed for registering cached data is 15 megabytes, 50. I'm not sure if that's a lot, a little, but it should be enough for most websites. And also what's interesting is that WebKit will actually purge this cache if a service worker on a website is not accessed in a couple of weeks. There's some heuristic they're going to fall. So that means that your iOS phones are not going to fill up with unused service workers caches, which is great, but also means that if you are a developer, you have to make sure that you are always careful to not rely on that service worker data to be there. So pretty exciting. I definitely encourage you to take a read into this and get yourself up to speed on service workers, because it is going to be, in some ways, change the landscape on how websites can be accessed. We actually have offline websites first. Maybe you just actually have fun and read them on your subway ride or in the airplane, or when you turn off your Wi-Fi because you like to live in the non-connected place. In the land of emojis, look at that smiley face, so happy to be here. The 2018 list of emojis has been finalized, and there are going to be 157 emojis added to your phones this upcoming year. That is a huge number of emojis. As you can see from this video here, there are many emojis coming this year that are going to be pretty exciting to use. Two of my favorites are the superhero and supervillain emojis. I didn't know that I needed that, but now that I know that it's coming in the future, I want it now so that I can send this supervillain emoji to all my friends when I cancel lunch plans at the last minute, because that is a very supervillainy thing to do. But stay tuned, they're coming. It's the best way to get people to upgrade their operating systems to get that new emoji support and be able to send them a emoji of a bagel. In the land of Chrome, Chrome is constantly pushing and persuading and cajoling and just forcing you to use HTTPS, because HTTP is not secure, and in another step towards making this even more of reality, in Chrome 68, Chrome will now mark HTTP sites as not secure. I'm not really sure how this is going to affect normal people using websites. I don't know how much they look at that, but this is again a push of Chrome saying, hey, use HTTPS, nothing else is secure. As more things go online, as more privacy becomes at stake here, you want to be as secure as possible, so having this baseline of HTTPS is definitely a thing to do. If you are interested in HTTPS, there's Let's Encrypt that provides free certificates for that. I use Netlify for the Console Log website that also provides free HTTPS services as well. Definitely, I encourage you to create a website with HTTPS. It's a pain. I don't really enjoy doing it, but your future users and websites will appreciate it. and Chrome will not scold you for not being a good netizen. So Chrome 68, you have been warned, that's coming in July of 2018, this year. Be ready or be not secure. And let's wrap this episode up with some cool new releases. My first favorite code editor, VS Code, had a new massive release this past week of version 1.20. I tried to take a screen capture of the blog post detailing all the new features of this version, and Chrome crashed every time that I tried. So I'm just going to call out a few highlights of this new release that I'm very excited about. One is that now in the Explorer of VS Code, it'll actually show an error. It'll actually have an indication if there is an error in that file. So that means if you have ESLint installed and you have a file open, there are ESLint errors, rather than just having it in the sidebar where it usually was, it will now actually show in the Explorer window. And that's very useful for me because there's many times where I've forgotten to check the side. I think I've also gotten used to it from previous editors before too, where they'd actually show this error indication in the Explorer window. So now that's in VS Code proper, which is awesome. And another small thing, but it's a great thing, is that if you have a file that requires higher privileges to save it, like Etsy host or something, VS Code will now prompt you to enter your password to actually save those files. It's a small thing, but it's a great usability win, so it's awesome to see. There are so many more things in this release, so please, if you are interested in that, there's another YouTube video by a developer relations person from Microsoft that actually goes in depth showing how these features are used. That's linked below in the show notes, so definitely check that out if you're interested in more depth details, or just read the blog post. I'm not going to tell you because other people can tell you as well. And that was it. That was your week of links. Hopefully you have enjoyed that and learned something new. That orange from the beginning of the episode was quite tasty, and I want to say thank you to all the subscribers that are currently here. I am so grateful for your support. I watch the subscriber count far too much than I should, but every time I see a new subscriber go up, I am quite excited about it and tell everybody that I know, and they tell me, Harry, please stop. We understand you make a YouTube show. Keep it to yourself. No, they don't say that. They're very encouraging, just as you are very encouraging as well. So again, if you are not already a subscriber, please do subscribe below, and I will say this again in the next post saying thank you for subscribing. I appreciate it very much. We are on the way towards 1,000, which is ridiculous to me. This hasn't even been going on for a year so far. It's less, so what, 9 months I think so far, and I just am flabbergasted. One of my favorite words, flabbergasted, that everybody here is enjoying the show. So thank you. If you aren't a subscriber, subscribe down below, or if you want to subscribe up ahead, do that as well. I don't care. And I will check you again next week when we are in the thick of February. When I love February. It's just a cool word. That's my thought that I'm gonna end for today. February. It's a really cool word.